Hey everyone. Okay, so right out of the gate, Luffy got stabbed. Now, obviously, we've been here before. It's basically the first fight with Crocodile all over again, except in this case, I don't think there's going to be a Nico Robin save, at least not in the traditional sense, because the other main thing with this chapter is that we saw Luffy has a new form called Year 5 Genie, and so far the general consensus seems to be that this is like Nika's true form. And I don't entirely disagree with this idea, but for me, in the more broader terms, I feel like what Nika has done by basically stabbing Luffy is that it will unlock the memories of Nika that have lain dormant within the fruit itself. Like up to this point, Luffy has only like it's one of those things where up to this point, Luffy has only unlocked the powers of the fruit. But as the five elders have said, the fruit itself seems to have a will of its own. So I wouldn't be surprised if what Nika has done here is that it helps to unlock the actual will of the fruit, the actual like consciousness of the fruit that maybe Joy Boy implanted in the fruit. I don't know. And like I know what I'm saying is far fetched and kind of out there, but it just kind of I feel like this might actually just kind of it might actually work out this way given how unusual the gum gum fruit, the human fruit Nika model really is. And I'll be interested to see how exactly, and if this does happen too, it'll be interesting to see how exactly that affects Luffy himself. Because with the way that Emu is throwing a tantrum, that Luffy's not Nika, that seems like even more of an overt way of Oda saying that we will see the original Nika make an appearance through Luffy in some shape or form. And and that also leads me to believe that if we're gonna see Nika possess Luffy in some way, even if it's for a brief moment. Like we're gonna see like a conversation between Emu and and the Nika he knows, basically. Um, with that said, yeah, Emu took notice of Brook in this chapter from hearing him call Gunko by her name Shuri. And this is probably the worst case scenario because now Luffy is going to need to keep him occupied in order to save the other Straw Hats and give them the time they need to continue to save Shuri. And yeah, Brook's line about the world government being shrouded in mystery and secrecy is understatement of the fucking millennium. And like it's crazy to think that despite having a first-hand experience with the true face of the world government in a sense, Brooke still doesn't fully understand or even comprehend just what Emu is. And in a way that makes does make kind of Brook our surrogate for this moment because even after the reveal of his true form, we still don't really fully understand who or what Emu is at this point. And it does feel like we are building up to finally learning more about what that relationship between Joy Boy and Emu was. But just based off that small flashback, it sounds more and more like Emu was like was very isolated growing up, and Joy Boy, for better or worse, was truly his first friend. But we still need the full picture to understand just who the like Emu, who he really is, who Emu really is and whatnot. And I'm saying in saying all that, if I did have one critique with this chapter, it's that aside from that shocker of an ending and again little bits and pieces with a little flashback and whatnot, we didn't really progress a whole lot with anything happening in the. We didn't really progress a whole lot ultimately, I feel, with this chapter. Like we did touch base with a little bit again with the whole Gunko Shuri situation, but aside from again Brooks' comments, that was a lot of this chapter that was trying to build up something was really mostly background setup. We didn't progress as far as I maybe would have liked with what was going on here, but simultaneously I can't get too mad at it because it does feel like the purpose of this chapter is once again to drip feed us information about Nika and Joy Boy, or sorry about Emu and Joy Boy to finally get into their backstory, which go we're gonna have to wait a while regardless as we're on break now. Which yeah, supposedly there's a weird thing with Oda's breaks where after this break we get a new chapter, then he goes on break again after that. Like I it's kind of a weird setup there. I have to assume it's to help with production of the next season of the live action One Piece, but I'm not going to go into full theory craft of what's going on there. But I have to assume it's the reason for some of these breaks. But again, just we'll have to wait and see for sure. But yeah, guys. Aside from that, that's all I got for this review, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe from Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll, Vision for Kiswell, the subscribe button, and just share it around, guys. Dark Knight everyone signing off. Later, everyone.